Today we are heading up the Glasson branch and back onto the main line of the Lancaster Canal. One of the 8 signets being all territorial and showing the 3 interlopers where to go. To be fair, he was very effective. Oh hello, here's Daddy. Goodness me, he's going quick. Well, goodbye Glasson Basin visitor moorings. It's been fun. That swan is still trying to chase the other 3 off. He will not give up. Whoa. Well, let's try again. There's a great big rock somewhere in the water there that Wattway hit and then pivoted for a while. So we've reversed off the rock to get further away from the side. And now we are finally on our way. Dada Swan has seen off the interlopers, so he's going back to his brood. I asked in that marina about getting my boat blacked, and unfortunately I couldn't be undercover, so it seemed a bit daft in October to be trying to do your blacking in the northwest of England. So I shall find somewhere else. No doubt about it now. This is autumn. A little bit windy hitting the side of Wattway, so I'm going up the canal slightly sideways, and that way we go forwards. That's better. We're tucked in between these trees, so the wind has completely gone. Much easier to navigate. Got an escort again. I think they're checking I don't nick anything as I leave. Lovely. Goodness me, I am causing a kerfuffle. And into the first lock of the day. Time is 10:45. Just coming into lock 5. It is 11:53. We're doing all right. It's quicker than last time. I'm being really looked at. Are you judging me? Oh, for goodness sake, just trying to leave the lock and all the signets have arrived. Oh, narrowboat issues. Their mum just called them. A couple of cyclists stop for a chat and they're closing the gate for me. Lovely. Things are going well. We're 2 locks down, 4 locks to go, and we've been going for 2.5 hours, which sounds a long time, but it's actually much quicker than it was on my way down. So it's good. All we need now is a bit of sunshine. This aeroplane comes down at a really steep angle after dropping people off for a parachute jump. He tries to get back to the airfield before they do. Propeller cleaning is all well and good. I just stopped. I wasn't going anywhere, so I had to get all that off. But the second I turn the propeller on, there is all that waiting to go back round the propeller. It's never ending. Just got all of that weed off my propeller. It's taken over an hour to do this pound. Onwards and onwards to lock 3. This is lock 3, and I've met some 3 lovely people that are going to be helping with this lock. Oh, human kindness makes life so much easier. Coming up to lock 2, and it is 3:15. Getting a little bit tired now. Got a lot of weed out of the canal though via my propeller. 3:30, and we're just coming into lock 2. But this is a Saturday. I came down on a Friday, and on Saturdays there's more people out walking their dog. So I've actually had help on lock 4 and 3, and a guy's just turned up and he's given me a hand on lock 2. Perfect. So this lock, one more lock, and we're done. Coming up, 4 o'clock. In the distance, the gates of lock 1 have been opened, ready for me, as one of the Glasson sea lock keepers happened to be walking past with his dog. So he said, "Oh, I'll go and open the gates for you, love." Anyway, not realising that the canal is really, really shallow here, and I'm not going anywhere very fast. There's walkway finally in lock 1. It is 20 to 5 in the evening. Goodness me, the Glasson branch is hard work. All the weed I've just pulled off the propeller 4 times between lock 1 and lock 2. Done it! Yes! I am on the Lancaster Canal, and it is 22 minutes past 5. I left at 10 a.m. this morning. Oh, that last pound was really, really shallow and full of weed like the rest of it. So not only was the propeller full of weed, but what way was dragging along the bottom. Oh, Glasson branch, beautiful, but really hard work. Anyway, it's beer o'clock. Welcome to the Priory at Cartmel. To give it its full title, it's the Priory Church of St Mary and St Michael. It was founded in 1189 by William Marshall, the 1st Earl of Pembroke. He died in 1219 and is buried as a Knight Templar at Temple Church in London. What an amazing Norman arch to actually enter through. The nave was built in the mid-1400s. In 1537, Henry VIII dissolved the monasteries. The priory monks were expelled and the king's commissioners removed all assets, even stripping the lead from the roof. The villagers petitioned the king to spare the church. 4 monks and 10 laymen were hung, drawn and quartered at Lancaster for treason. See the ragged line of brickwork that goes up there? That shows where the church used to end. This part of the priory was made by quarried stone, and as you can see, that's all sort of neat block work. That's the original, and then they extended. This is where it used to end, and then they extended here, and the walls are made with found stone, which is why they look so rough and ready. This part of the Priory is called the town choir, and it's the reason that the Priory still stands today. The people of Cartmel said this was their village church, so therefore it wasn't destroyed. This tomb commemorates John, the first Lord of Harrington, who died in 1347. The Harrington family inherited the Priory and the lands around from the Marshall family. Most of the records of the Priory were lost following the dissolution of the monastery in 1537. For the next 80 years, the Cartmel Priory deteriorated into little more than a ruin, but the town choir in the southeast corner, protected by a specific condition in the foundation charter of 1187, continued to serve as the parish church of Cartmel. This tomb commemorates John, first Lord Harrington, who died in 1347, and his wife Joan. The Preston family acquired the Priory in 1620, and they started a major restoration programme. First restoring the roof and adding many refinements. Restoration continued in the time of the Lowther family, who inherited the estate from the Prestons. Additional work was carried out from 1830 to 1860 when Cartmel's parish priest, Reverend Thomas Remington, commissioned further extensive refurbishment that continued throughout the Victorian period. Whilst walking around the church, there's all these people buried in the floor. This one's got skull and crossbones. The village of Cartmel. Lovely. In medieval times, Cartmel was a bustling market village centred around the walled 12th century Priory church. The only access across the River E, which is running north to south, which separated the village, was the use of a ford crossing along the lines of this new footbridge. During times when the river was in flood, only horses and carts could pass, leaving pedestrians to pay a toll to use the narrow penny bridge downstream. This is probably where the ford used to be. A little back alley of Cartmel. Stunning Cumbrian village. See this? Cartmel, the home of sticky toffee. This is where sticky toffee pudding was invented. Amazing. It's early o'clock. I'm feeling better after my Glasson branch run. So now we are popping over to the services at Glasson. I've got a bag of rubbish I need to get through. We've got some swans that are desperate for their breakfast. And then we're heading that away whilst it isn't raining. Water topped up. I had a wonderful bath last night. Rubbish done. And now we're heading until it rains. 4 miles to Lancaster. I need to be in Lancaster by Thursday. Nice spot. I like Gallgate. Gallgate, I call it. I must ask a local how to say the name of their town. I topped up by water because, can you see, there's quite a lot of diesel in the water round here. And if I try and filter that, it fills my diesel filter really, really quickly. So, in an effort to save a few pennies, I've topped up via a tap, and I'll start filtering when I'm away from other boats. About to go over a little aqueduct that goes over one of the 88 culverts on the Lancaster Canal. And yesterday, I took a little walk to go and have a look. And this is the aqueduct over the River Condor. It's looking properly autumn now. It's a stunning, stately home hidden in those trees. Belonging to a Beatles fan. Great name. Great colour. So many berries. There are a lot of berries this year. Lots of acorns, lots of hawthorn berries, an abundance of just about everything. So according to my mother, that bodes for a very hard winter. Well, she is an old wife. Quite fancy a house that backs onto the canal. But it'd need to be a bigger garden than that, because Wattway wouldn't fit into that mooring. This is the sort of mooring I would need. Lovely. Probably don't need all that house though. Three little dogs know exactly where they're going. They've done that before. Sad thing about the Lancaster Canal, this would be a beautiful place to moor. And it's about 3 inches deep at the sides. So I haven't got a hope. That ever-present drone you can hear in the background is the M6 motorway, which basically was built alongside this canal. Lovely, what a spot. It feels like I'm the only one alive. There's nobody walking anywhere. No boats or people or anything for as far as I can see. Strange feeling. Got a few leaves around my propeller, so it's really, really splashy. little reverse to get rid of the leaves. And all is silent again. Canal and River Trust work barge on its way. Now, I don't know whether that means there's work to be done up the canal a bit from me, or he's finished work down the canal and he's on his way back home. We shall see. Very laden down. Are you off to do some work?
We're working down that way.
Working down that way?
Yeah, we're working this way now.
Right. Is that for the tow path? Tow path? Whatever. They've worked down the canal and now they're going to work up the canal. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Next week, we're going to be walking around Lancaster area.